Lane Sloan from the Art of Real Estate. Thanks for being with Homestack today, Mary.
Yes, happy to be here.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your real estate business and the market that you serve.
Sure. So I am born and raised from Columbia, South Carolina. I've lived here my whole life. We are the capital city. So we always have people moving in and out of our market. We do have state and local government here, obviously. We have a major university, University of South Carolina, and we have a huge military presence with Fort Jackson. So that keeps our real estate market constantly having people moving in and people moving out. So it really is a blessing because that way our market, we really are kind of sheltered from some of the, whenever some markets see those really low lows or those really high highs, like it or not, whether interest rates are 1% or 18%, people have to move in and out of our market. Let's see, before I did this, I taught elementary school. I kind of moved into real estate by accident. I got in 2007 when the market was doing this. So I was used to teaching public schools. So I was used to working really hard and helping people and for no money. So getting into real estate in 2007, I was like, I feel like if you can teach public school, you can do anything. And now I just teach big kids about houses, right? I don't have any standardized testing to worry about. So I got into the business in 2007. I immediately joined a group of agents that were starting a team. So we worked through that team, morphing that teams were kind of new here in our market in 2007. So our team changed a lot, while we were figuring things out. Was working for, a franchise. We were working for Prudential, and then they got bought by Berkshire Hathaway. And so we were going to have to do a rebranding anyway. And that's when we kind of all looked at each other and we were like, oh, well, why don't we just go out on our own? So in 2013, the art team became the Art of Real Estate. And I own it with my partner, Brad, my business partner, Brad. Mhm.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what do you think about entering in 2007 in that crazy market?
Yeah.
And now this crazy market, I mean, it's awesome that you are in a relocation area where the weather's great. People are
Yep.
moving there for, schools and military bases and the things like you were saying. But how have those challenges from the past helped you in today's changing market?
Yes. So I think any agent who was in the business from 2007 to 2012, if you survived that, you can do anything in real estate. I mentor the new agents here in our office, and when they complain about things being hard, I'm like, oh, you don't know hard. This is not hard. But I do think, getting into the business, and again, you don't know what you don't know. Like I had not known what a good real estate market looked like until just recently. But I think, what that whole part, like that 2007 to 2012, what it really taught me was that this is a relationship business. And so if you're good at solving problems and you can stay calm when others around you aren't, that's really what people are seeking out and that's what they really need. And so if you can really authentically help your clients understand that their needs are what is important to you, then you can sell in any market. It doesn't matter because people have to move. Like shelter is a basic need, so people have to live somewhere. But I think, when we had the Great Recession, I mean, I don't know about other markets, but in our market, like we have a lot of rentals, but most of them are college rentals. So we don't, as agents, we're not like rental agents, right? But I mean, you had to get real creative. You had to help walk people through a short sale process. You had to help people, find a rental, find something to rent. You had to help people rebuild credit. I mean, you were wearing lots of hats, But I think the key to surviving any type of market, surviving and thriving in any type of market is really loving on that sphere of influence you have, because that's, I mean, that's like gold.
That is the core that I hear from every single broker, agent, anyone that has survived and thrived in the past couple of years is that sphere of influence is your core.
Yes.
So you at the art team have a really strong tech stack from your CRM to your app with Homestack. So going from, 2012,
Mhm.
2013, now fast forward through a pandemic to 2024, what led you to some of the systems that you are using, and what led you to think we need a mobile app?
Yeah, so it's the app was just it came out of a partner meeting that we had. So we always want to try to provide the best service to our clients. And so way back, we created a buyer portfolio, and it was a leather bound portfolio that each buyer client got, and it had like paper, tabs in it. And so it talked about the buying process, it talked about the financing process, it had our vendors in there, it had negotiating strategies in there. Basically it was a resource for our buyers. And so that's what we would use for our buyer consultation. And then the buyer got to take it with them and they really loved it. But those were not cheap to make. And when you're selling, 400 homes a year, even if half of those are buyers, like those are not cheap, but it was an investment we were willing to make. Well, about a year or two ago, my partner Brad and I were, we kind of brushed up our branding, tightened it up a little bit. And so we were going through our website and we had like a seller's guide and a buyer's guide that was already like online. And I was like, I feel like it would be better if we had like an app. Like I just feel like people, as great as these buyer books are, they're expensive, they're clunky, they're heavy. They're not heavy, but I mean, it's like I just feel like everybody's moving to wanting everything on their phone. And
Yeah.
so my business partner Brad was like, I think you're right. Well, let me look into it and let me see what it would take to like, build us an app. And then really honestly cannot remember how he found Homestack, but we were so excited when he found it
It
because
was
I was
just
like,
synergy. It was just the universe that brought us
yes.
together.
I was like, this is amazing. This is better than just a buyer book. Like, yes, we have our buyer resources on there, but we also have our seller resources on there. And I think if you ask any agent out there, people are addicted to Zillow, that we're just not going to be able to get them off Zillow, right? Because it's super user friendly. We have our own sites, we had all that, but we just could not get them off of Zillow. But what was so frustrating is when your clients are looking on Zillow, they're constantly being contacted by agents that are buying those leads or lenders that are buying those leads. And it just makes the process harder than it needs to be because it's hard to keep your people when they're constantly being bombarded by other people on Zillow. So one of the things I love about this app is that they just get to talk to me. I just feel like they're safer. I feel like all my clients are in my little playpen and I can see what they like and we can talk to each other. That was a long answer to your question. I don't even know if I answered all
No,
of it.
no. I love that journey though, as to where it was and where it is, right? Because ultimately people really are on their phones like
Yeah.
every 5 to 10 minutes, right? Like you can't
Yeah.
even be away from it. Like
I know. I know. I know. Yeah.
so it's a smart place to position yourselves to have those people stick with you because
Mhm.
they are getting reached out to by other agents and it hurts.
Yeah. 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 Yes.
Um, how have your clients responded to going on your app as opposed to the other big portals?
They really like it. Is the minute so anytime I have a buyer consultation, the first thing we do is I tell them like, all right, here's the QR code, go ahead and download the app. And I make them do it right there. And then that way I can make sure I tag them correctly. But I make them go ahead and do it. And I pull up the buyer, we go through the buyer process on the app. I show them how to use it. And then if it's a single buyer, I go ahead and send them a quick chat that's like, hey, I mean, there's an automated chat that goes when they first sign up that's like, so glad you're here. But then I'll send them another like smiley face or something like, can't wait to get started. You just start that chat with them. Now, if it's a couple or if it's a group, I make them all get on the app and then I go ahead and create a group chat because What is also frustrating is, and you can't do this on Zillow, right? So if you've got buyer number one over here looking on Zillow and hearting and favoriting, and then that buyer's texting them to me or sharing them with me, and then their partner is doing the same thing. Sometimes properties get, sometimes it doesn't all come to me, or it's like, oh, I thought you sent her that one. Oh, I thought you sent it to her. So what I love about this app is I can put us all in the chat. Now they can have their separate accounts and they can like and share and save whatever they want. But in that group chat, that keeps everything nice and streamlined. So nothing gets lost in translation.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's true because especially when there's multiple people involved in a transaction, it gets
Mhm.
crazy and you've got different tax with one and the other, and you don't know if everybody's seeing the same stuff. So
Right,
it
right.
is, yeah, really nice to have it all in one place.
Mhm.
You gained so many users in such a short amount of time. I think you had like over 500 plus
Yeah,
users or something.
yeah.
So was it just that strategy of getting every new person in there? Was it reaching out to past clients? Give us
Mhm.
little insights into gaining that many users in such a short amount of time.
So it was a combination, right? And I'm still working on it. So I literally printed out a list of all my clients in my database, which is a lot. I think we have like 4,000 people in our database. But I started with just everybody I had sold a house to or sold a house for. Um, and I literally just went through, and I made a goal to do 5 to 10 a day, where I would sign them up because I wanted to make sure they were tagged right. That is what I cannot stress enough, because if you just let everybody jump in there and you don't start tagging them, then it's going to get real messy real fast. But it also gave me a reason to reach out to them, right? And so I signed them up, and once you sign them up, it sends them an email. But I mean, the email you can't really customize. So it's just like, hey, you've been signed up for our real estate app. Log in here. So I would send it, and then I would call or text, just depending on your client. Some clients would rather text, some would going to want to talk to you for an hour. So, and I would say, hey, I just sent you an email. We have this great new app. It's exclusive to just the art of real estate. So if you want to play around on it, great. You can contact me straight from there. So I sent it, and then I told them. And so then they would go in and, actually activate their account.
Yeah. So you were
They're not
adding
done
them,
yet.
you were adding them from your dashboard
I was
on the
adding them from my
dashboard.
dashboard. Hmm.
Then
Yeah.
following up with a phone call or a text,
Yes.
telling
Yes.
them
And
to download and log
yeah.
in.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love that strategy
Yeah.
because
So
you're providing some value, but then you have that reason to make the call.
right. Yes. And so yes. And then you start getting business out of that, because they're like, oh, we were just thinking about you because we just had a baby and now we're thinking about moving. And I'm like, oh, fantastic. So I was getting business out of it while trying to, just offer another way to take care of my clients. So that's how I started trying to just get my database in there, because it's our goal here at our real estate that our entire database will be in this app, so that when we do send push notifications, everybody gets them. But then the other side of that was like what we just talked about. At every buyer consultation, at every listing presentation, I make them download the app. When we have client events, if new people come, I put that QR code on all my advertising. So, if people like I put an ad in the Nutcracker playbill, so I could see that people were downloading it, and I just tagged them, but I didn't know them. I just tagged them Nutcracker ad, but then
Yes.
that gives me a way to, in the future, when like some of these people are like, would you sponsor, or would you do this? I mean, I really now can look and see, like, well, nobody did anything with that ad,
Did you make
or
a separate QR code for the ad specifically so you knew, or was just your app QR code?
no, but that's a great question. So I didn't think to do that, but Brad said he's working on doing a different QR code for each event. So I was just, you can set it up so that you see when somebody joins. And so if I didn't know them, I just assumed it was like
On that
not
day, the ad went
time.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's the tags a little bit because I think sometimes people sleep on the tags. It's a really great way of organizing, like you said, your database as they come in. For anyone who hasn't used tags yet, it's great. In your app dashboard, you can tag people as they come in by the event, or if you had an open house and you got a lot of people who downloaded the app, or if you had like a charity or fundraising event, or by price ranges or markets, whatever the case may be, you can really customize it to how you work. How have you been tagging people as they come in?
Oh man, I'm real tag happy. In fact, I think y'all's technical support had to help us because I had so many tags that I couldn't scroll down there for a while. But I'm just a big believer in putting people in as many buckets as possible. So like whether they're a first time home buyer, I have them tagged by the neighborhoods that they're in because I don't know about other people's markets, but our inventory is super low. So like I can send something to just the people that live in this neighborhood saying, hey guys, I need your help. Like I got a buyer who's looking to be where you are, and I don't what you got. Go find it. you know. Um, I even have, I mean, I have tags for the different boards that I'm on. I've got tags for like whether I know them from this kid's school or this kid's school. I've got tags for like we do a pumpkin picking in the fall, so like everybody gets that tag because when it comes time for our pumpkin picking, everybody's going to get that blast. So I've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
Christmas
So
business versus Christmas personal,
yeah, and the
um,
beauty of the tags, for anyone who doesn't know the beauty of the tags, is yes, you can organize your people, but then you can send targeted push
mhm,
notifications and alerts out to those people through the app. So when
right,
Mary's saying she tags them as pumpkin picking, that means that next year when that event comes around again, she can blast it out to everyone who came to that event and download the app there and say, "Hey guys, it's that time of year again. Time for pumpkin picking
right,
event. Can't wait to see you there."
right.
And then it's getting top of mind with people.
Yes. In fact, we're about to have an event. Um, oh gosh, that's in like 2 weeks. We do a cookies and beer with we do
Ooh,
a Girl
that
Scout
sounds
cookie
fun.
pairing with different beers. And so what we're going to do at this event to encourage to try to capture more people on the app is when our clients get there, there's a sign-in table and the girl's going to say, "Do you have the app? Let me see your app." And if they're like, "Oh, I haven't downloaded it yet," then they're going to say, "Okay, well, go find," I mean, if your agent's me, "Go find Mary Lane and you can get your drink tickets." And so they'll come to me and then they can scan my code. So we're going to try to make sure to make sure everybody there is getting on the app that way. You can't get your drink tickets until you show me you're on the app.
I love that. It's like a drinking game, right? Take a sip. Everyone's
Right.
when they say app.
Right. But then you
Uh,
can send like a thanks for coming. It was so good to see you push to everybody who came to Cookies and Beer. And so I just think there are a lot of great things you can do with tags and the push notifications.
yeah, they really go hand in hand. They really go hand in hand. So tell
Mhm.
me one of your best client app connection stories.
Hmm. I know. I was thinking about this. I mean, I don't know if this is like earth shattering, but like because we well, especially going through COVID, I think everybody has had experienced helping people move that really don't have the luxury of being here, like they're coming from out of market. And so I was helping this couple move here from they were moving here from DC, and they were they were one of the first people to use this app. So I was kind of learning as well, but they loved it. They loved that they could, draw their searches. They loved that the filters they could use, and we were able to use the group chat. I was able to upload pictures to that group chat, so I could go video houses for them. I could go preview. I mean, we really did everything. I mean, they didn't have the luxury of coming into town until like the day of closing. So I mean, the app was our main source of connecting with each other. We never text messaged. We never call. I mean, well, we called a couple times, but we really did everything through that app. So
Wow.
it was, it was. I was grateful that we had it because it made my life a lot easier.
It's great for relocation markets. It really
Mhm,
is. When you're trying
mhm.
to collaborate with people and
Yeah,
share images, and again, texting, it just gets insane.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so in a time where a lot of budgets are a little bit tighter for teams and brokerages, and You really want to see that instant ROI.
Yeah.
What's your advice to investing in tools, doing things maybe in times where it's a little bit slower or where you can catch your breath, I should say,
Mhm.
um, to investing in tools and resources for the long term?
Right. So I said at the beginning, like your SOI is like, that's what's going to like nurturing that sphere is really what's going to set you up for success. And I can't really think of a better way to nurture and watch that sphere and see what they're doing besides this app. Like, I mean, I even have my family on it. I have everybody that I can on there. And it's so funny to watch like watch what they're looking at and watch what they're saving. But I can't do that if they're just, on Zillow or Redfin. I mean, there's no tracking them. So I know what we have been trying to do at the Art of Real Estate is really focus on what is going to provide the best service to our clients. And that's the lens that we're looking through. Like what's going to make us more efficient and what's going to really serve our clients. And if it's not, then we're not doing it. And my clients have really, really stressed that they like the user friendliness of the app. They like the fact that they feel private and protected. They know that like I'm not selling their information like Zillow does, and that is really important to them. It's
Yeah.
people have really appreciated that more than I thought they would.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk for a couple minutes about the agent insights. And
Mhm,
that
mhm,
is the part of
mhm.
the app that you're talking about where you can see everything your clients are looking at when they're online, the properties they favorite.
Yeah.
How valuable is that data to you in converting someone and actually getting to the closing table?
Yeah, so I'm gonna answer that 2 ways. So it's really fun when you see it, like, I have one client on there, like, a big part of our job is protect their budget, and the other day, I saw her looking at something way outside of her budget, and I sent her a quick and I was like, "Hey, girl, did you win the lottery? Did we are we changing our price point?" She's like, "No, no, no, no." I was like, "Okay, because you've been looking at that house for like a lot." She's like, "No, no, no." And I was like, "Okay, I'm just checking on you." But I spoke at a like a wine and learn thing that this financial planner puts together. And anyway, it was the real estate one. So I spoke. And so like everybody there downloaded the app. So of course I didn't know a lot of these people, but I tried to tag like Maryland, like sip and see, and I started seeing this one gal, like because she asked, if we sold at the beach. And I was like, we do. We don't have like a physical office down there, but we do help our clients at the beach. And she's been looking at beach property, and I've just randomly, not randomly, but I'll check on her, especially if I see that she's looking a lot,
Yeah.
I'll just send her a message and be like, "Hey, I'm just checking in on you, like it's getting to be beach time." And she's like, "Yeah, we're really looking to pull the trigger this summer." So I mean, like, she was at a speaking engagement. I didn't know her. She downloaded the app. I've been able to casually just watch what she's doing. It's allowed me to check in with her, and hopefully we'll sell her a beach house this summer.
Yes. So it's that slow nurture, that relationship building, which is back
Yeah.
to your original thought, which you said it's all about your sphere and nurturing those relationships. It's a relationship based business, right?
Yeah, and then before we had the app, really our best tool was, the MLS collab center, where you would tell me what you were looking for. I'd set up a search, and then it would automatically email you those properties, right? Which we can still do, which is fine. But I think people like being able to do the searching themselves. I think they like to be able to see things in real time, like Zillow, and not having to depend on whether an email went to spam or
Yeah.
remembering to open the email. Like, I think the app has everything in one place. We also own an insurance company and a mortgage company, and so they can access our insurance company and our mortgage guy through the app as well. So it's kind of like one-stop shopping.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. What advice would you leave with agents about embracing technology in real estate and leveraging the tools to the fullest that your team or your brokerage provides to you?
Yeah, so I feel like a broken record. I just cannot stress enough that the people in your sphere of influence are your biggest gift. And I think technology has offered some really great ways to stay connected because it's all about connection, right? And especially the longer you're in this business, the more people you've helped. And so, it's really hard to stay connected to 500 plus people. Like it just is, like
Yeah.
you couldn't sit down and write 500 handwritten cards if you wanted to, but through this app you can make them feel special, you can make them feel connected in a much shorter amount of time. And there's some clients out there that still are going to want to do things the old fashioned way, and that's fine, but most of the clients that I'm servicing are really loving this app. They're loving the super the user friendly is what I was going to say. They're really like it, and like I said, I think there's a level of appreciation that they have a safe place to search, because all
Yeah.
these other sites sell their information and then they get bombarded. So
Yeah.
I
And
guess I would
that's why
tell
they want
agents,
to work with you guys,
yeah,
right? Like that's why they want
yeah,
to work with our team.
right. Yeah. So I would say, make sure you've got a really strong CRM, some way to manage your database. We use Follow Up Boss, and these two integrate very well together. And then use this app to show them your value and to show them that you care about them.
Yes, yes, that is awesome. Mary, thank you so much for being here with us today. Where can people follow you,
Uh,
find you if they want to follow along with the art team and all of your adventures in real estate?
Yeah, so you can follow me personally. I'm no Nobody really has my name. So Mary Lane Sloan is out there. That's me, is the only one out there. And then we're the art team on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of that stuff. So we'd be happy to connect with anybody.
Yes, we have had so much fun working with you and the team. You guys are great. You're hitting all the marks. It's been so much fun, and you guys are so successful, and it shows. So thanks for being here with us today, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Okay, bye.